Okay. So if you need to separate the data into the sentence level, so we can use a sentence list is equivalent to data dot split using a dot. So dot ካደረገን separate ማድረግ እንችላለን ማለት ነው። dot ካደረገን separate ማድረግ እንችላለን. So in here you can see that sentence list is equivalent to data dot split using a dot. So if you just try to see the outputs, let me comment this for the time being. I don't need to the word level. So if you just want to see the outputs, print SNT list, sentence underscore list. Sentence list is going to provide you the list of the sentence that we have under this data. Here you can see the output, okay? Can you see the first sentence? This is the first sentence, okay? This is the first sentence. Oh, sorry. This is the first sentence. That is the second one. The second one is up to this point. The third one is up to this point. The fourth one, a certain sentence scenario. Then it's going to continue in the same ways, okay? Here you can see that every separation pointers. እያንዳንዱ ኤሌመንቶች ሴፓሬት የተደረጉበትን ቦታዎችን መመልከት ትችላላችሁ ማለት ነው from this data itself, okay? All the elements. And the last empty is, it is because of this one that you can see at the very end we do have the sentence in the marker, right? So after that pointers, nothing is there. So because of that one, it's going to separate into that elements. So you may consider that as a case, and you may try to perform certain tasks on that ones, okay? So print, before we print the sentence statement, sentence list contains 11 elements. So length of SNT list, SNT underscore list, you can see that it is, it's not 10, rather it is 11. Oh, I didn't print. So print statement, then I can use the print statement and we can see that it's going to be totally 11 rows. Can you see that? It is 11 rows, but we don't want the last one. So I hope you remember the data structures, okay? Data structure supposed to, in the undergraduates, you have been using the pushing and popping, okay? So that SNT underscore list dot pop is going to be used, okay? Pop karagan. The last element is going to be removed from the data that we have, so that the sentence list is going to be excluding these ones, okay? The sentence list will be excluding these elements, okay? Now let me try to run. Oh no, run. Then if I try to run, then the last element is removed, as you can see. In the new element, this has been removed, okay? Is that clear? የመጨረሻው element remove ተደርጓል. Okay? If I just wanted to add one more element to that one, I can use sentence underscore list dot append. Okay, sentence dot append arkunyina. Then in here I can include some text. Okay, if I just make it visible, I'm going to add some Amharic related stuff. Okay, and if I just wanted to see the sentence list after adding, append is to mean add. Okay, append is to mean add. So sentence list append, then it is the opposite of the pop, so that every time you add, it's going to be added at the very end of the elements, okay? It's going to be added at the very end of the elements, just to make it readable. I know that it's not the actual text, but I'm going to use these ones, and I'm going to save, and I'm going to run. And here you can see that there are 11 elements. So the last element is nothing but this ones, okay? So append is to add, pop is to mean remove, okay? And we can display every element from the data that we have, okay? Using the for loop statements. Mind you, for in here sentence, sorry, for sentence in SNT list, SNT is nothing but sentence. For sentence in sentence list, we can display every element, okay? One after the other. So if I try to do like this ones, so automatically it's going to split the word, the data into the to the sentence, then it's going to display that element. So at the very end, I need to include the dot itself, right? Because it's the sentence in the marker, right? Because we are using English, so dot in አራት ነጥብን incorporate እናደርጋለን for this specific case let's ignore that one let it to be the same so if I try to run these ones here you can see that all the data is in the form of the words okay can you see the words okay just let me comment this line okay let me comment out these ones and assume that I do have index in here and here enumerate is to mean including the index values okay number ይመጣል ከዛ sentence ይመጣል number ይመጣል sentence ይመጣል okay sentence is going to be in this case sentence is going to be in this case is going to avoid the it's going to contain also the space I will show you how to remove that parts okay run if I run the module okay here you can see the result that we have oh I forget to put index in here index comma so if I try to run then automatically it's going to incorporate 1 to the number from 1 to 10 okay so the first one is this one okay the second one is here you can see some space right unnecessary space እዚህ ጋር unnecessary space ታያችኋል ይታያችኋል yes or no okay so if you just wanted to remove we can remove that one using these dots join after splitting sentence okay sentence dot split okay ይሄን ካደረገን እነዛን ስፔሶቹን በሙሉ ምን ያደርግልናል void ያደርግልናል ስፔሶቹን remove ያደርግልናል እዚህኛው ላይ ታችሁ እንደሆነ በአንድና በዌን መካከል there is some space right okay this is just to mean that I will show you what does it do okay and then maybe after showing the resultun ካሳዩዋችሁ በኋላ እዚህ ጋር ስፔስ ነበር አይደል በዌን እና በአንድ መካከል there was the space right now that space have been removed from that one so what does it do I will just try to discuss in here let's say that in here if there is a LST is equivalent to don't worry about these things we will see later on one here I do have the number 2 here I have the number 3 or number 2 as it is so if I just wanted to combine them as one I can use print statement this is the list the one in the above is the list the one in the above is the list but we just need to combine them okay LST is going to be combined this list is going to be combined using a space okay using the space space is provided dot join the list this element is going to be combined as one element using the space separations okay using the space separations it's going to be combined let me show you that once okay let me cut from here let me paste it in here okay now if you just try to see and if you try to print out that element itself then here you can see what the output is going to be you see one space with one is going to be displayed okay so that this is to mean combine them okay split አድርገ join አድርጋችሁ ስንለው extra if there is some extra white space then that's going to be removed from the data is that clear okay good that's very nice so if things are clear let me just try to add one more things and let me stop at that pointers so all the things that we have discussed so far in here are just the primitive data type ማለት ምንድነው አንድ አይነት ዴታዎችን ነው እየተጠቀምን ያለነው okay አንድ አይነት ዴታ ታይፖችን ነው እየተጠቀምን ያለነው okay so there is also an aggregate type I'm not sure if you remember from the C++ structure so if you have string data type float data type Boolean data type you can define different data type in one element right so like that we may try to deal with Python has 3 different data structures one is what we call a list the other one is what we call tuple and we do have also what we call dictionary, okay, dict or dictionary. So these three are the different data type, the different data structure that we have in Python. Okay, in the list is going to be represented using this notation. List is going to be represented using this notation, and list is going to be represented using this notation. Tuple is going to be represented using this notation, whereas the dictionary is going to be represented using the left and the right brace. So these three are the different type of data that we can map in Python. Okay, Python ላይ ሶስት አይነት ስትራክቸሮች አሉ። አንደኛው ሊስት ነው፣ አንደኛው ተፕል ነው፣ ሶስተኛው ዲክሽነሪ ነው። Of course, we do have also set. Set is, I mean, we can separately use that one, but set is also another type of data structures. Please remind me to discuss on the detail of those elements, but I'll just try to tell you what they are in these parts. So if it is a list, I mean, we can add, and if it is a list, we can delete from that, and we can update the element that we have on that part. Okay, add ማድረግ እንችላለን እዛ ኤሌመንት ላይ. If we are using these types, we can add, we can delete, we can update. If you are using a tuple, we can do those elements. We can't do those elements. Okay, we can't add, or and this is the special character. We can't add, we can't delete, we can't update. ምንም ነገር ማድረግ አንችልም ማለት ነው እዚህኛው ላይ ከሆነ። Okay, be careful if you are using the list. If you are using a tuple, we are not allowed to add anything on it. We are not allowed to remove something from it, or we can't delete. Okay, delete ማድረግ አንችልም፣ update ማድረግ አንችልም፣ አድም ማድረግ አንችልም። ግን ለምን እንጠቀመዋለን የሚለው ነገር ኮንሰፕቱ ለጊዜው is may not be clear, but we will try to see that as we proceed. Whereas in the dictionary, we can do those things. Okay, we can perform a number of elements. Okay, we can add, delete, or update. አድም ማድረግ እንችላለን፣ delete ማድረግ እንችላለን፣ update ማድረግ እንችላለን, but the structure is going to be different. Okay, in the list, as I have already said, we can use different kind of elements. In the list, we can add different kind of elements. Let's just at least try to see some of the example, then that would be the end of today's classes. So here I have to define LST. LST is equivalent to, let's say that I do have some variables. The first variable is the name of the first person that I see in my screen is Margia Mendesa. So that I'm going to add it in here. Okay, I'm going to add Margia. Then the second person that I'm going to see in my case is Alayu. Let's say that the Alayu's age is 25. Okay, the Alayu's age is 25. So here you can see that the first element is what? It's a string. The second element is what? It's an integer. The third element is the third person that I see in my screen is Hafta. So let's say that Hafta is a graduate program student. Yes, it is true. Okay, Boolean value no aderekuኝ ማለት ነው. Not only that, once I can see at the 50% Spanish, let's say that the Spanish height is 1.68 centimeters. Okay, 1.68, which is a float data type. Okay, Margia Mendesa, the age is 25, the student, yes, and the height is 1.68. And let's try to add one more element. This string have been included, number have been included, so that's enough. Float have been incorporated on this part. Now, if we try to run, there are different type of elements. So we can check the number of the element that we have in the LST. LST is a type of a list that contains 4 different elements. Okay, the first element is the string, the second element is the age, the third element is the name, the graduate student, Boolean, yes. And the last one is that one. So if we just try to look into the language, then every element of them is going to be displayed, okay? The second element that we need to display is the Mergiam lesson, the name display we can display using the values. But let me just try to see on this ones, okay? Run. If I try to run the module, here you can see the result out of that one. So how many elements do we have? There are 4 elements in the values. Let me just minimize both sides. Okay, here you can see 4 have been displayed. Okay, from day 1 lab pi 1, 4. So the first value, the second value, the third value, and the fourth values. Okay, so we can access also every element of these ones using their index values. Okay, LST bilanar. What is LST of 0 admasu? LST of 0 ማለት ማን ነው? What is LST of 0? LST of 0 is to mean ለመርጊያ መለሰ። So ኢንዴክሳቸውን እየተጠቀምን አክሰስ ማድረግ እንችላለን። ኦኬ ኢንዴክሳቸውን እየተጠቀምን አክሰስ ማድረግ እንችላለን። LST of 2 what is that ውለታው? LST of 2
true
is going to be true. Okay, for Tasfanish, what is LST of these ones? LST of 1
25.
huh?
25.
Be careful that here I have the colon ካለን ማለት ነው አንደኛው ጀምሮ እስከ መጨረሻው እንደማለት ነው። Okay, from the very beginning to the from the first to the last ማለት ነው። ስለዚህ ምን ማለት ነው? ከዚህ ወደዚህ ያለው ማለት ነው። Is that clear?
Yes.
So that slicing is also possible. Slicing ይቻላል ከተወሰነ ኤሌመንት ቢወሰድን ማለት ነው። Okay, if I take this to Emmanuel, can you hear me? What is LST of LST of -1? What is LST of -1?
LST
of -1. Does it exist?
I don't think. Huh?
Does it exist?
It doesn't exist. Yes.
አለ ከመጨረሻው ወደ መጀመሪያው ነው የሚነበበው። Okay, if you are using minus, then it's going to be started from the last one. Okay, that is to mean 1.68 is going to be considered in this part. Okay.
Okay.
That's clear.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if I try to perform LST dot append Hawassa, if I use Hawassa, what's going to happen to these ones? What's going to happen to this Barakat?
Will append on the list. መጨረሻ ላይ አድ ያደርገዋል።
So LST is going to be the 5 different elements. Okay, what's going to be LST of 2:4? This is going to move to Amanuel Consta.
Okay.
What's going to happen to
from true and 1.68?
This is 0. This is 0. This is
okay.
1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. So what value is going to be played in this one?
From true up to Hawassa.
From here? From where? From true.
From true, yeah.
From true up to Hawassa.
Hawassa.
No, the last element is not going to be included. So that it's going to display only true and this ones, okay? So the last element is going to be included in this part. So it's going to be true and 1.68. Is that clear?
Yeah, okay.
What if I try to perform LST of -3 colon -3:2? What's going to be the result for this one? Yusuf?
-3. Start
Okay, what is minus
from
3 first?
from true
What is
true.
minus 3?
From Hawassa up to true.
No,
This is true.
what is minus 3?
three.
What is minus 3 first? Yusuf.
True.
Yeah, true is minus 3. So that if you are using elasticity of minus 3 colon 2, what's going to be the result?
True and true. Yeah. This will
True
be
and true.
true.
True and true.
That will be-
Minus 3
No.
is this one, right?
Okay.
Minus 3 is this one. Right? So ሁለት ኤሌመንት ነው የምትሄደው ስል ነው 0 1 2 ሁለተኛውን ኢንክሉድ ስለማያደርግ ማን ይሆናል 0 ኢምፒቲ ይሆናል ኦኬ if I did it LST of minus 3 ባደርገው yes it makes sense minus 3 colon 3 ባደርገው then it's going to display then the value what 1 point the value true ለምንድን ነው ዲስፕሌይ ያደረገልን this is minus 1 right this is minus 2 this is minus 3 right ከማይነስ 3 ተነስተ እስከ ስንተኛው ድረስ ማለት ነው እስከ ሁለተኛው 0 1 ሁለተኛው ይሄ ይሆናል ማለት ነው is that clear yes or no okay so if that is clear then please try to enjoy with the lab that we have seen so far let me stop the recording at this point